iFanboy at New York Comic Con 2012 is brought to you by Seagate.
I'm here with Brian Wood in the Dark Horse booth. How you doing?
Good, good, thanks.
So you've been doing a ton of work here at Dark Horse. Are you having fun while you're doing it? Or?
Of course, yeah.
So after a long build-up, after Dark Horse Presents, you launched the Massive. How has the reception been to the Massive?
It's been really good. It's sort of, I felt like it took a couple issues for everybody to kind of see where I was headed with it. But yeah, I mean, issue 5 just came out. And everybody seems really into it.
Yeah. Now you've been publishing comics for a while. You're a seasoned vet. The approach of doing the preview in Dark Horse Presents and leading to the launching the series, do you think that helped to build excitement and build readership, or because you kind of tested the waters before the waters?
There's a lot of puns that you can make with this book. Believe me. Yeah, I think so. I mean, that's the kind of thing it's impossible to really gauge to what extent. But obviously, I mean, it just got the name of the book out there earlier, and so I think it can only help, really.
So now, coming off of your run on DMZ, which congratulations for finishing, and that we love that. The Massive is is another kind of dystopian future, but slightly different.
Yeah.
What have you got against the future?
I have everything against the future. I feel like it's out to get me, basically. No, I always say, like, I feel like I have the weirdest job ever, because all I do is sit around and think up what's the worst possible version of what's happening now that could come to pass, which is what DMZ was. Yep. And now, for some stupid reason, I'm doing it all over again.
Well, with the Massive, it seems like it was almost like a hypochondriac's nightmare. You had a list of all things that could happen, and they did. Right?
That's basically it. Yeah.
So, I mean, do you sit at home thinking of more things that are going to happen as the series progresses, or is this kind of the status quo?
Yeah, I was outlining the next arc, and of course, I have to have an issue with a bunch of like insane sharks. Shark issue, of course. So, yep.
Cool. So, in addition to the Massive, you're doing stuff for Conan and Star Wars. I want to start with Conan. Everyone, like, Conan's this character that's been around, 70s, the classic, comic stuff. But right now, it seems he's going through almost a bit of a renaissance with what you've been doing.
It's also kind of strange because like what I'm doing in that book is pretty much the opposite of what. Of like the 70s Conan, like the Savage Sword. And so there's a lot of like the hardcore fans who are not really sure what I'm doing, but it really seems like it's kind of reaching another audience, sort of like every time I do a show, people are like, I never thought I would pick up a Conan book. So that's actually like really great praise to get,
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like Conan for a new generation. But so now, when approaching it, how much do you worry about what came before? You're like, no, I'm just gonna tell my story, and
honestly, I just leave that up to the editors, basically. Yeah. I mean, I feel like they hired me based on my pitch, so I'm just gonna do my book, and if I have to change anything, it's they can tell me, and I'm happy to do it. Right. So far, it's been really smooth. Cool. So.
Excellent. Yeah. So another big license they've been working on has been the Star Wars books, which that's got to be pretty crazy, right?
It's more crazy in your head. Like once you actually start working on it, and like it's such. I mean, I'm not really like a hardcore fan. I mean, I'm a fan for sure, but I don't know. It's such like I know everything so well for all my life. Yep. So it's like a very easy thing to like ease into.
Right. So how involved? I've heard from other people like varying degrees of involvement on the Lucas people. They have a very clear vision of what they do at Star Wars. Yeah. How much do you have to go through in order to get your ideas approved, and what is the process like? How is it different from other works?
Well, there's a couple of editors at LucasArts, and they oversee any sort of book version of Star Wars, and they read all my pitches and my scripts. And there's usually a couple of notes. But thankfully, it's been very light. Like there's a lot just like factual things, like place names. Sure. Really, I just have to make sure that I don't break anything. I mean, there actually is like a lot more freedom than I thought I would have.
Oh, really?
But I really just have to make sure I don't like break anything, which is fine.
Yeah. Which is really, it's no different than working for Marvel or DC.
Right.
I mean, these are characters that they want to be put them back the way you got them, right?
Right.
But so with Star Wars, you've got spaceships. You've got the Force and the lightsabers and the Jedi. You've got droids. You've got a little bit of humor. What's your favorite aspect of writing Star Wars comics?
It's the X-wing battles.
Yeah.
Really, I don't know. See, now you're making me out to be a nerd, but that's really true.
Nerd out, man.
That's that. I'm also sort of I'm also really giving Leia a lot of screen time. Kind of making her like the emotional core of this run.
Right.
So that's kind of fun because she's not usually. I mean, she's definitely in all those films, but she's never sort of the focus, you know.
Right. Yeah. So, you know, the Star Wars prequels had a lot of people kind of sour on Star Wars, but the Dark Horse has been doing great stuff with comics. Have you run into any kind of fans who kind of, the blast radius of the prequels kind of hit you yet? Or?
No, I mean, I don't know. Every so often I get asked, I'm like, are you going to use any of the stuff from the prequel films? And I don't know if that's their way of asking me if they want that or they don't want that.
I'm pretty sure they don't want it.
Well, I don't know. Well, the answer is no. I mean, it's just like I always tell everybody, all you have to do is know that first film, the real first film, you know. That's it.
Yeah. And so when you're mapping out your stories and doing your outlines of that, do you ever kind of pause and be like, well, let me get some action figures, let me see what this looks like?
No, I don't. But what I do, I mean, every so often I get asked if it's really hard to like write for these such well-known characters, but I find it actually helps me because it's so easy to just imagine the actor's voice in my head, like reading what I'm writing, and I can say if it does sound like something Harrison Ford would say, you know.
And I like it's as the Star Wars music is playing behind us in the Lego Star Wars booth. It's like it got very cinematic there. That was good.
A nice touch. Yeah.
So, in addition to the work at doing the Dark Horse, we're anxiously awaiting your book from Image that was announced earlier this year that you're doing with Ming. Ming Doyle, any update on that book? Or?
There's no update except that it's coming out the very end of the year. Yep. It's like December, I don't know, like 28 or something like that. Yep. And yeah, it's a 6-issue mini. Yep. Everything's going great on that.
How's it been working with Ming Doyle? I feel like she's an artist that's going to break out next year. Like pretty.
She's like super humble about it all, but you're right. She really is like going to be huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent. So you got any more creator-owned works lined up or in the planning?
After Conan wraps up, you know, I'm really busy now, so I can't start anything until I start ending things. You know. Right. So it's like a ways off, but. Yeah, I got to sort of bring the balance back, so I'm doing more creator-owned than I am company books.
It's those cycles you got to go through, right?
Yeah. I mean, I got offered all these great jobs. I felt like it'd be dumb to say no. I might as well give it a shot, you know?
Absolutely.
So.
Well, we'll keep reading them. Thanks so much, Brian. It's always a pleasure.
Thank you.
Josh, I'm on this really weird Wi-Fi signal. It's got all these really strange German industrial movies. They're all streaming right to it.
That's my Seagate GoFlex satellite.
Oh, it's you.
You can keep up to 500 gigabytes of movies, music, anything you want on here, and stream it to your device with its own Wi-Fi signal.
You just get the free Seagate GoFlex satellite app, and you can stream all your content to your iPad, to your Android devices, whatever you want, so you can get your German industrial movie fix.
Industrial, that's what we'll call it. I got to remember to lock this thing.
Yeah. So it streams Wi-Fi, it's got a great battery, lasts a long time, great for road trips, right?
It's a really cool little device, and you can pretty much put anything on it, and you'll have more stuff on it than you'll ever have time to watch. It's good for kids, good for all that stuff.
Plane rides.
All of these things. And you can, if you are an iFanboy viewer, you can get 10% off. Where can they do that?
They can go to Seagate.com/iFanboy and sign up there and get 10% off buying the Seagate GoFlex hard drive. And we thank them for their support of iFanboy at New York Comic Con.
It's really mostly just kids' movies.
I know. I tried to make it cooler.
I know, I'm not edgy.
No.
Sorry.